Welcome to Orleans TV and the network system. It is Tuesday, March 24th, in the middle of the horrible situation. Um, as you know, for those who follow us, we normally do Rant Review, which is a not so talk show, but we got a little different. I like to do hybrids and try different things, so it's always a test when we do something new. But first, let me go over the basics. We will be broadcasting live on Facebook under Bob Bockelman and also under YouTube, my channel R space REVUE, which we would love for you to subscribe to so we can get some numbers there. Those will be live and will be go on at 2 p.m. Our rules for anytime we have a call-in show is, of course, no, but I deem bad language, extreme, foul, cursing, whatever you want to call it. No malicious content or malice directed toward the individual. Also, we don't talk about politics, sports, or religion because those are covered by most other talk shows. That's pretty much the same. We always allow you to call in or chat in with your comments. And today's very important when we talk about the program today. But first, let us tell you that we do have our open call line. You see it there on the screen, 504 383 3654. That allows you to call in without being seen, just like any other call off your phone. You could actually, if you want to, if you're very sophisticated with computers and prefer, you can use Google Voice. Again, with your phone, if you're not in that area code, it is a chargeable call, but we're hoping most of us nowadays have unlimited calling. Hopefully, that's the case. Uh, and lastly, you can comment on our chat on what we call the chat box. Both platforms allow you to make such comments during the show. We opened it as soon as we went on, even though we haven't started the show yet. Coming up in a few minutes for the show, sorry. Um, and you can, make any comments you want about topics, something we're doing, etc. Since today, at least a half an hour of the show, if not longer, depending on what be devoted to another one of our shows. As you notice, if you've noticed the logo behind us, is a logo for Rarity Review, not Rant Review. Rant Review is that dull gray with the nice big megaphone. What happens at Rant Review is usually we try and have an antique dealer or a show where he or she will show us contents of the antique shop or her antique shop. We also do auctions. We've been fortunate enough to do several weeks of a lady who has her own antique shop in one store, but also had been designated to liquidate a 40-year-old warehouse of stored away items from a previous, or excuse me, from another antique store. So that has wrapped up, and we're looking for new opportunities. So again, if you know of anything with regard to antiques or any of the things we do, please contact me. Now, notice at the bottom of the screen, we have what we call a floating or a ticker, which gives you information how to contact. During the show, of course, we want you to call that number if you're calling in or chatting on your Facebook or your YouTube. But after the show, or particularly when something goes on with regard to Rarity Review, you can contact me through my email, which is bob@rrevue.net. You can also contact me on Facebook under Bob Bockelman and PayPal under Bob Bockelman. And that'll come in a moment how we explain that. Okay, so what we're doing today, let's see, we still got one more minute before I welcome you in, before we go over those fine points. But we're hoping you enjoy this. We're hoping it brings up some lovely information or contact. That's the key to it. See, like I say, either phone calls, which we'd love you to do, or on the chat system. But it'll become extremely important when we explain what we're doing. So one is the old, about a little digital clock says it's time to welcome you to Rant-Rarity Review, the hybrid program. We call it the talk show. And today we're not talking so much, so it really is not so talk with regard to many other topics, even though we will allow you. We'll stop what we're doing for the rarity part and maybe not resume if we get something interesting that you want to talk about. So keep that in mind. Just because you see the big pink background with the pretty vase doesn't mean you've got to reserve your comments to just what's going on. Okay. So what are we going to do here? Eventually, we want to do just like several other shows do, where they actually sell, and we want our antique dealers that'll come on and actually not only show you some of their wares or items, but also sell. Now, today I just grabbed a box, and most for my own stuff. Okay, most of this is not antiques. Okay, so don't get your hopes up. I said vintage. Some of it is vintage. Most of it is very small items because again, we threw this together at the last minute. Hopefully it doesn't look like that. Hopefully it looks more professional than that. But what we want to do is offer you, if you see anything you like, okay, there'll be a number, typical number you'll see. And here's what you do. You will bid on that item, okay? Now, when we said bid, it's not an auction per se. So it's not like everyone else is going to be, it's going to be fast and furious. I doubt that at all. But what you'll do is if you see the item and it's on the screen and you want to do something right then, you can either call the phone if it's not being occupied. Remember, if the phone's being occupied with someone else calling, you have to wait till they hang up. If I don't have a queue, that's the limitation of the present situation. But you can then go ahead and put information on the chat form, on your chat box or your comment box. Either how much you want or any question about that you might have. I'll try and give as much information to describe the item. Here's the deal. There's not going to be a fixed price. It's pay what you can, especially this stuff. Maybe you want to call it junk. I don't think. I mean, most of the things I've purchased there's one or two items I think you'll really be hopefully impressed with that are unique. The others have been purchased over the years at stores, and mainly accessories, knickknacks, whatever. And not everybody wants those. Again, this is a test. We certainly will sell any item that someone wants. Now, as I said, you can pay it several ways. You could use my PayPal account, PayPal under my name, if you're familiar with that. I never use it. I haven't used it in 15 years, and there's still money in it. But for this situation, not just today, but if we continue this up, if you prefer to do that, especially if you're long distance or out of the country. Now, if you're out of if you're in the New Orleans zone, then we can arrange for you, hopefully, to come pick it up uptown in New Orleans or some other place, okay? Or if not, if you want us to mail it, of course, then we have to figure out shipping charges. For these things, most of it would be maximum $5 to $10. I don't really know, but I mean, knowing from other things I buy, most of them are light. There's only one or two that have some weight to it, and some are really big. So we could do again. If you need the precise amount of what the shipping is, as opposed to rounding it out, then you'll have to wait till we get from the post, and then you can send the required total fees, and then we will dispatch the item to you. Okay. Have I confused you totally? Hopefully not. Remember, we're going to start with an item in a moment, and this one is, I consider the best of the lot. Not that the others are bad, but because of its uniqueness. So remember, you can call us up, 504-383-3654, and ask any question about it, or tell us if you'd like to buy it or place a bid on it, okay? Or you can go on the chat line of your social media platform and also do the same thing. And I will hopefully be able to see those and bring those up and answer any questions. All right. Without further ado, and I don't mean ado in the way of goodbye. What we're doing is I'm borrowing. This is funny. So I forgot about this. I'm borrowing something that I had to use when I was 15 years on TV. And as you, for those who know me, I have terrible eyes since birth and multiple surgeries, so barely can see any of this. It's got to be big, bright, contrast, etc. Okay. But so what I designed for my floor director was a series of countdown numbered blocks relating to the number of minutes left in the show. So I would get a feel for how, when I had to wrap it up or whatever. So instead, we're going to use reverse. We're going to use the lowest number, which is number 1, and go through. I think we have 15 in sequential order, but we only have 8 or 9 items that we're going to show today. And we can work out that later on if we start to do more. We don't know how many we can finish. This is also a test because to see how long it takes to describe and whether there's any banter back and forth. But what we're about to show, and this is number, was that Arabic number? That called Roman number 1? No, not Roman number. Excuse me, Arabic number 1. Okay, remember that because that's how you identify. Remember what it is and the number. What this is unique in that is an exclusive from the New Orleans Mardi Gras. Okay, so those who are fans of Mardi Gras know about it, or those who are far away might always seem to find interest in it. And that was the days before this nasty virus. And we were privileged to participate in one of the Mardi Gras crews, which has kings and queens, etc. And what I did was commission several pieces for the king and queen to honor them on their journey with regard to their parade and their ball. And in addition to that, the organization, not for them, created a goblet, because that's their signature throw item, but a deluxe goblet that they handed out mysteriously, randomly to someone in the crowd who was very fortunate. So what I did, I was able to get a picture of such, turn it over to my artist. I have a wonderful artist in who has done so many of my logos and things, and he created this replica. And what we did was take it. So I'm going to show it and tell you what else we did with it. Okay, hopefully you can see. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. Cover up Bob's face. You don't need to worry about that. What this is a photograph of the chalice that has been done by the artist of the chalice. Now this original, I think ceramic or glass, I believe. The difference is the ones that we did, the actual one had a clear stem. See the stem and the foot? Here it's black. So we did this one a little different to make it unique so it would not copy the ones that we gave to the king and the queen. But what we did do, if you look at the center, let's see if I can get the front, there is a little encrusted green synthetic stone. Don't think, oh my God, it's going to be a fortune because it's an emerald. No, these are synthetic stones that we decorated for them along with the other items that we gave them. But it's a little 3D effect. The actual dimension is 8 by 8. And to further enhance it, you can see we mounted it on foam board. So it's not just paper, not just hard cardstock. It's mounted on foam board. So you can put this on the wall. You can get it framed. Several people I know do some of the things I do like that. They get a small easel and put it like on a cocktail table. So there's a lot of things you can do. The good thing about, hopefully you like it, I think it's, let's see if I can get it closer. So really, I got to do better with camera work. I was not good with camera work. But there you can see, now the stone doesn't look as green, although to me, it looks like blue. And you see there's the black stem. There you go. And little handles. A very pretty glass or chalice or goblet, regardless of the relationship, regardless of where the origination is. So even if you don't know anything about interested in Mardi Gras. All right, as I said, if you would like to place a bid or cast your buy it, like I say, a sighted seed, you can do one of 3 things. You can call us. We would love to hear from you, 504-383-3654 via cell phone, smartphone, or through the wonders of Google Voice on your computer. You can put a comment on your chat or your comment section about any question about it, or if you actually want to put a bid in it. Remember, pay tab, you either can pay it through PayPal if you're familiar with that. You can even send me a personal check. That's how liberal we are in regards to that. because we're not looking here to make a fortune of this. We're just trying to find some entertainment. And we got to start getting to some of the really deluxe items. This is part of my art collection, but again, it's nothing that's so unique. It is unique because we didn't get more than three or four of them printed. Two for the king and queen, one for myself, and one for Lanyap, which is what we're looking at. So if you like, please give us a call. This is, as we said, number one today of, I think it's 8-9, number one. So I just put one on a cup, goblet, chalice, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to need to know how, if you decide to do this after, or if you're not watching live, because again, we're not going to sell it online right now. We will in the future as we get moving and get more participation. So we're going to allow this to a day or two, see if other people watch it after the time it's being broadcast and want to submit some kind of bid on it to us. So remember, if you want to bid, you can, if you don't do it during the show with those three methodologies, you can contact me at Bob at rrevue.net. That's email. Or you can go to the Facebook account, Bob Bockelman, Bockelman. And if you want to go ahead and pay for it, if we agree, you can just go through the PayPal under the same name, Bob Bockelman. And you'll use that address, that email address, I believe you have to know. That's bob at rrevue.net. And that'll bring up my my account. Okay. Don't look like we've got any interest. Again, we got several people watching the show, but nobody interested. But I guess this is a straight steak for you. Hopefully it's done. Well, Bob, it's just a picture, and I guess you could say that's true. But what's good about it is that this was a one-of-a-kind creation given to a lucky person in Mardi Gras as a token of the crew's generosity, the original, which obviously would be worth a lovely amount. And we took the idea, the liberty of going ahead, take a picture of it, and develop it into one souvenir for the king and queen, one for myself, and one for the whomever, and that's going to be you or the whomever. And as I said, we have encrusted it with a artificial synthetic, whatever you call it, stone, which is emerald green, which is the color that the stones that they wore in their crown were rhinestones or diamond looking stuff, as well as emerald green. So they had two shades of colors in their crown, their scepters, and whatever else they carry. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to number two. How about that? So number one is the chalice. Let's see if we got anything else. All right. Number two. Now this is a cute little item, I guess, if you like it. I used to say it was Egyptology, but it's really just, no, this is number two. Okay. See there, number two. All right. And hopefully you can see it. This is looks bigger than it is. It's only 6 inches tall. It is what we call a nautilus. Nautilus is a shell that you find out on the ocean or the beach, probably on the beach. Now this one is probably made out of resin, although it really feels more like, when you feel the touch, concrete or limestone or sandstone. So that would make it a little bit more valuable. Notice it's mounted on a metal pedestal. See if we can get it, and affixed to a, I don't think it's wood, but a block about a 1.5 inch square. So again, it's about 6 inches tall. So this would only go on a cocktail table or a desk. If you're interested in a guy, or if you've got a room in your house and you've decorated into the marine kind of look, this would be like, instead of having, I'm sure you have some shells and stuff like that you collected or actually purchased. Well, this would be a nice little addition to that. As you can see, it's got a little weight on it, so this could be you have to ship it. This could be a little pricey, but I don't know what that is. But if you're interested, call us, 504-383-3654. Put a comment or a price or a bid on your social media platform. Remember, you can call us on the phone or through Google Voice. Put whatever you'd want to make, comment or ask questions, and or give us a bid on this on your platform. After the show, you can still decide something because we're going to show the show again. Of course, we will probably replay it before the end of the week at night, and it's available to anyone to see 24/7 on YouTube. So we'll wait and see if we develop any interest. And if we will kind of make sure you give us contact information, however you contact us, so we can let you know what's happened and if there's any more details that need to be provided. Okay, so that's number 2. Got it? Not shell. So just remember shell or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, number 3. Now this is kind of fun. Everybody knows that we have restaurant shows. What's happening to my pink? Oh man, I don't know what's going on here. All this pink is turning blue, huh? What the deal is? What is the deal? The light. Oh well, okay. It's pretty blue. Excuse that. That's again something. Always technology. So we're looking at items that you are willing to purchase if you like, if you're interested. We're going through 8 of them today just to test this out. However, we are still part of Rant Revue. So if you decide to call and you want to do a comment about something else, another topic, we'll be happy to stop. This is not. This is very fluid, as they say. So we're going to go ahead and show item number 3. Remember, it's 1 through 8. So number 3, okay, as a little girl who walks around the wrestling ring or whatever the boxing ring. And this is a cute item for those because I just mentioned, we have the restaurant show, the 3 restaurant shows. Might not make a big impression here. Let's see if I can bring it. All right. What it is a little like a notebook, but notice what it says, restaurants to check out. It lets you be a restaurant review, which we all are, a restaurant critic, a restaurant reviewer. Each page is on both sides lined and lets you demographics of the restaurant, and then what's your review, what's good to eat there, what's bad, if there is such, and make a rating. So it's really a cute, nice little organized thing. Of course, you could do this another way on a regular piece of paper or on a computer, but you might want to train. But it's, I don't know, I didn't count the pages, but it's a nice little journal. It would last pretty much if you go out to eat, that right now, of course, but when you're able to return to eat at restaurants, this is a handy little tool. You just fits in your wallet or your portfolio, a guy, or man bag, whatever it's called. And that way you can write it down right when you do it or take some notes and transfer it to here. And you'll have a compilation of restaurants. And if you're like me, they like to go to new restaurants and all, this way you can have a whole list of them to remind you whether you want to go back or if you're doing any shows or blogs, you can have that information to give out to your viewers or your listeners or your readers, okay? So that is a restaurant guide journal, number 3, okay? Number 3. Now, don't forget, if you're interested, call us at 504-383-3654, either on the phone or on the Google Voice. Make a comment or a chat on your platform. And after hours, you can send it by email, bob@revue.net, or Facebook under Bob Bockelman. If you want to pay, you can do PayPal, a check, cash if you're in the area. That's always preferred. But we'll see. Again, it does look like we're making a lot of sales today. So not that I expected such. What's number 4? Now this one's kind of nice. Got a few frames. Again, this is not a unique item. It was bought at I forgot the store, like a Stein Mart, if you know what that is, which is a little accessory store that has a lot of things. Anyway, headquartered, I believe, in Mississippi, for those who are not familiar with it. So this will be number 4. Okay, I'm sure you can see it. My signs are really good. I take real pride in that. And this is a yellow ceramic. Still got the prices on there. Yellow ceramic frame. Really nice size. And I don't know the size. Let's see. See if I can tell you what the size is. What's that? I should have done this before. 9, looks like 9 inch. So it's probably 8 by 10. Whoop, don't break it, bud. No, it's smaller than that. The frame, the picture, the visibility of the portrait, but it is a typical size. Again, it's got a place for you to hang it. I mean, stand it up on the back, or I think you can also hang it. Yeah, there's little hooks if you want. So it's a very pretty pale yellow, nothing to be offensive. Ceramic frame. Again, if you're curious, I am. This was, oh, I got it on a ball. It was regular $20, and I got it for near 15. So there you go. So you got an idea. So it's, hey, Bob, that's not too bad. Especially you could offer whatever you like. Just remember, your mailing. This was a little heavy. I don't know the weight, a couple pounds. So we'll have to find out how much that it cost for the shipping. If you're not locally, that can't pick it up. All right. So that is number 4, the yellow ceramic frame. Okay. Now, moving right along. How we doing with time? Oh, it's 2:21. We're halfway through. So we will probably have more time. Again, do not hesitate if you want to talk about anything. It does not have to be. This is a hybrid show. So even though we're going through these items, it's just because we don't have any callers, okay, so far, to talk about topics. I didn't prepare a topic. As you know, our topics have been sliced. Anything dealing with the current scenario, we really aren't allowed to talk about too much because if we post it, some of those things would be taken down and given a slap on the wrist. So, anyway, so we moved away from doing those restaurant surveys and stuff, things that would help the people in the local area to know where to go, what to find. So now we're looking at different other avenues to entertain you all till we actually get a recurring audience, and then we'll set up topics every day, or not every day. Right now, we're not doing every day of the week. We're going to be doing a couple of days of the week, 2 to 3. We did yesterday. I think we did. Yeah. No, yesterday we didn't do 80. That's right. So that's why we kept going this afternoon. We usually do them at the Rant-Revue at 10 in the morning Central Time and 2 in the afternoon. But since we've been restricted on topics, this, that, the other, we're not going to do it every day this week. We do it maybe 3 times, and maybe the evening, maybe the afternoon, morning. So we'll let you know on which show that we going to do for the regular Rant-Revue. We're going to just do topics or something else. All right, let's go to number 5. And we saw that lovely frame, right? That ceramic frame. Well, we got another one, but this is itsy bitsy. All right, again, remember this is number 5. Number 5. And the sign is bigger than the frame. It's a little bitty miniature, as they call it. There you go. You see that? Comes with its own picture of somebody. I don't know who that is. From the store. It's black and white rhinestones, they call it. Black stones. They are, so they're not plastic. These, so it's very, very small. So it would take what we used to call school shots. When I was growing up, long before you all were born, a photographer would always come to the school and take your pictures. And part of besides being the big 25-foot that graced its walls, you predominantly got these little headshots like this. And those you might be able to get 20, 12, something like that, to give to your friends and your relatives, etc. So it's cute, and it's done. I like it because it's very Art Deco with the black and the white stones. So it adds a little upscale to something that's really not a big deal. Okay, so there we go. Number 5 is the other small frame. So 4 is the big yellow. Small 5 is the small black and white. All right. Now, what's next? All right. For some reason we've lost number 6. Maybe it's attached to 5. Sure is. No, it's not. All right. Well, we'll have to find number 6 for next time. And let's see, what is number 6? There's a couple of things we didn't put in because it's not worth it. Let's see, what do I have on my chart? I know 7. All right, let's do the next things. These 3 are alike, 7, 8, and 9. This is 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9. We have a 9 is okay. 7, 8, and 9. Well, let's do it this way, just under 7. Let's do 7 because number 7. We have three little, these are great ladies who do journals, young girls, a little bit, they're very highly decorated little mini journals that fold up, uh, little blank pieces of paper, as you can see, but they're very decorated, including some addition of little jewels and a snap. I have one H, and I have two H's, and I have a D. See that D? So, and they're basically shades of green, but they're very, very, very and purple, green, purple, and gold. They're really pretty. Not a big deal, but it's a cute little thing. This would be a lovely gift for, like I say, young girls or, I guess, I don't know, no, it's too fancy for guys, but young girls that keep in their purse and want to make a note of boyfriend's number. Of course, nowadays they just put it in their phone. Anyway, there's a lot of things that can be done with it if they like. Now, number 8, we'll do 8. Yes, 8. Okay, number 8. This is something, for some reason, one time I gave, this is not regift residue. I love that. At one time, I gave people for Christmas or, I don't know, a birthday, some of that, whichever I give always out. The first letter, there was a whole series of alphabetical letters made. These were made out of wood, and they're distressed in different colors. Some of them were decorations, like wallpaper looking. The two that I have left are the letter U. So hard to know what these things are. The letter U, you can see that's pretty cute. It's basically yellow, even though it's a lot of that pink is showing up. So the letter U and the letter Y. And the letter Y, there we go. It's basically blue. And it's got a little distressing on it and some flowers like wallpaper. You can see lowercase y and lowercase u. Again, folks, this is number 8. These are number 8. Now, you won't get both of them with you, There's no need sending with those books. And number 7, you tell us which one you want and how much you want to pay if you want on it. And that's the way it'll do. So this one, more than one person will have an opportunity because you might not need U and Y. You might not need either one. You can use Y for yes, or the D or the H for the little mini journal. But if you do, let us know which one you want and how much you want to pay on it. Okay, again, what we're doing, and I think, I don't know where number 9 is. Let's see if I thought sure I had number 9, but maybe not. Bob's old memory is so gone, That's what bores you people, I'm sure. And of course, it's not written on this situation, so even worse. Okay. What do we have here? Well, this is number 6 and number 9. I don't know, but I don't know what number 9 is. So we have some other things. That's all we're going to do in that, folks. Because, we don't want to waste your time, which we probably have. But as we said, we were hoping we'd get at least a call, even if they didn't buy anything, ask a question. Because, again, that's the whole idea with this hard to get launch, not so talk show and stuff, is that we just haven't generated the interest. I guess, I don't know if it's the times, 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon on, weekdays, and it's 2, of course, 10 in the morning is 9 in the West Coast, no, 8 in the West Coast, and 11 in East Coast. And 2 in the afternoon is 12 noon on the West Coast and 3 o'clock on the East Coast. So what we might do is, as I said, Ari, we're feeling out the whole network with regard to all the programming. So some of the shows have been at nighttime, and we usually try and balance it by rebroadcasting one of the shows that was at night and a day during the day, and one of the days during the same week. But at the same time, we might also want to encourage that some of the shows of the day that might not generate audience we might want to bring to the evening schedule to see if that does it, because everyone feels that the evening, of course, is your prime time. Unfortunately, I can't stay up until the wee hours, even though I don't sleep well. And that's what really probably the best time is at 10 to 12 o'clock or later here at our Central Time is when there's heavy duty viewership on the internet. So, anyway, what we've done today is try and show you a combination of our rant show using the phone availability so you could call in, uh, whether it's through your cell phone, your landline, or in the Google Voice, realizing that it is a chargeable call at this time, or chatting and commenting in public forum, which we would see. Now we get a lot of comments, a lot. We get comments after the fact, people who haven't seen the show, and it's really strange because you just feel like we should have them before the show, but they might be watching it and they might comment when they're actually watching it, which could be at another time. So we're appreciative regardless of when you watch our shows, just to watch it because we're hoping that we bring you something of value, either entertainment, information, or education, or all three, which is great. We have some new shows, really new shoe, and whatever it was. We have some new shows that are being finalized, and again, most of the shows require a guest and or co-host. And I'm trying to get additional co-host to or host to take over a show or create their own. So I'm going to make one more plea before we sign off. We'll do a half an hour today. That's it. If you would like to see a particular program, type of program, category of program on our channel, do not hesitate to contact us with that recommendation. Or if you know somebody, whether it's hopefully you're not playing tricks on someone, but if you know someone that you really think would be good in broadcasting, him or her, a lot of some people are having it in their colleges, some even high school that they have communication, they have their own little TV stations, and but now anyone can do it themselves just on Facebook Live. The advantage of this is that you're going on Facebook Live and YouTube, and as we expand, we will add additional platforms. I don't want to just keep saturating the airwaves if we're not, not really developing enough of an audience to enjoy any of the programs. So we'll measure that much later down the tube. So if you know of anyone or yourself would like to be involved, please contact us. And as I said, you can contact me through email, whether it's for this program, for the to buy something or questions, Bob at rrevue.net, Facebook, Bob Bockelman, PayPal, the same if you go to PayPal. I don't remember all the Instagram and Twitter or Twitch are in different names. I know Instagram is under the new deal and it's transposed somehow, like the deal the new or something, I don't know. And I forgot what Twitter or Twitch might be under my name, Bob Bockelman. I just can't remember. Because so many of these, like I say, they keep creating all these new levels of social media, so many different platforms, all made it or designed for a certain niche audience, whether they're 5 years old, 2 years old, in the womb, adults, etc. So we'll try and get ones that are germane to what we're putting out there, and hopefully that will be receptive. Okay, I think, like I say, that we don't have any other shows scheduled this week, unfortunately. Not only are we having trouble getting guests, but even specifically guests at host, as we mentioned, because of the current situation. People are, afraid. A lot of people are afraid, staying home, and hopefully finding something to do, and not getting too bored because being home 24/7 after you've been used to being away most of the day for your normal occupation can really be stressing mentally as well as physically. So we try to provide a little alternative for you when you go back to work. Hopefully, we'll still be broadcasting for you all as many new shows and existing shows. We do have a chef, good friend of mine from England, I don't know what show he's doing, whether he's doing Rant-Revue this week. I'll be testing it tomorrow with connectivity. We call it connectivity test. It makes sure it's working. The the streaming to and from, and then he can choose to either come on Rant-Revue and talk about the status of the UK, specifically as he a chef and his compadres are suffering the rigors of this, as well as the emotional toll on himself and his family. Or he can do our regular show. For him, it would be called Chef's Chat USA, because he has a new restaurant from where he was on our early on our other network, coming in from England, with a previous restaurant that he was co-owner with. Now he's got a new one, beautiful new restaurant, very slick. Been open a few months now, like a year. We'd love to show his food. So whether he'll want to wait and come back on when this nightmare is over and do a true chef's show that you all can enjoy, not that you want to enjoy this, or you want to just hear him tell us, what's going on the other side of the pond, because we only know our own little territory, whether it's just our own block or whether our country, or our state, our city. So pay attention to that. If we develop that, and like I said, we develop it this week, it's probably going to be on one of the Revue shows. Okay, it's usually probably the 2 o'clock because of the time difference. That's 7 hours ahead of us. So it would be one day. Certainly not tomorrow. We're testing tomorrow. It might be Thursday, might be Friday. We'll let you know on that. I think we also told you that we're entertaining our horticulture, our gardening show, and we've had a kind of a stumbling block with the co-host. I'm waiting to hear, hopefully, one way or the other, whether he will be able to do that. If not, we have to go back and look for that, because that was moving pretty far along, and I think it'd be a fun show where either we talk about gardens and how to give you tips on planting, as well as answering any questions, which is always popular, as well as sometimes bringing floral arrangements on who do magnificent floral arrangements, so you can not hear not how to do it, but to see the results of stuff in their installations. Also, Reader's Review. We just cannot seem to get an author or a book club interested in coming on to. We had a couple of interested, but didn't show. So I don't know what's worse. As we mentioned, the travel shows we're postponing till after this nightmare is over with, because we have a travel agent from England who's anxious to do a co-hosting, which would be great, as well as a particular hotel in England that we have the general manager wants to show. Very pretty boutique. Okay, enough about that. We've gone over. So all I'm going to do is tell you this is Bob Bockelman doing his best, maybe his best, trying. Let's put it this way. On today was Rarity Review and Rant-Revue, Rarity Review hybrid on the New Orleans Television Network, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Please stay safe. The numbers keep going worse here at USA, and especially in New Orleans. It seems to be way up there. One of the few things we are high on the list of, and certainly not a good thing. So take care of yourselves, your families. Do whatever the authorities say to try and keep yourself immune from being infected. Take care, and we'll see you soon, we hope. Okay? Bye.